Hello, everybody. Welcome to Relatively Gaming, our pilot initial episode. I'm here with Enigma 9011
Hello.
and me, Turn-Based TJ, your lovely host. We're just going to talk about things that are relatively gaming. So, things like gaming, maybe some things that are not gaming. Who knows? We'll have to see how the podcasts play out. But as always, we start off with the most burning question, which is Enigma, what are you playing?
Oof. Let's see. You've recently got me back into the Marvel Rivals swing of things.
Yes.
So I've definitely been playing that more. But in terms of like a main focus game, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling at the moment. I hit these patches from time to time where I'm like, nothing's really ringing a bell or like really pulling me in. So I'm like kind of hopping from game to game. So one that I've been diving back into, and it's a few years old now. I think it came back or came out rather in like 2015, 2016. And I remember this because I was out in California at the time watching a buddy stream it. But I don't know if you have any familiarity with the series, but it's a game called Disgaea. I've been playing Disgaea 5.
Okay, well, my name is Turn-Based TJ, so I have a little bit of a little bit of familiarity with this guy.
So I've been jumping back into that. And yeah, with turn based games, I'm very hit or miss. Like, I have a lot of history with one of my favorite games. I mean, we all grew up with Pokemon, so like that's one thing. But in terms of a real time strategy, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on Game Boy Advance was one I fell in love with. And
Mm.
it sounds weird, but it's like tarnished all other RTSs for me, where I feel like it doesn't click as much. But Disgaea, at least 5, when I was watching my buddy play it, and the few times I've tried it, I really enjoy the characters. Like, it's if you guys don't know what this guy is, it's very anime. Like, I don't want to say focused, but like that's the art style, that's the storytelling that they're going for. So at least in
Yeah.
5, a lot of their characters are very goofy and over the top. Like, you have your edgy edge lord main character, you have this waifu who's obsessed with him as like the side character, and then you have like this ragtag group of people that you're assembling on your team to go against the big bad demon. Um, so they're all goofy, but then there's also like character classes. So you have a lot of customization options for your team, whether it's the main cast or just the people that you're kind of recruiting to your team. Um, and you can get more customization options as you go along. So if you're really into that aspect, you can fully kit out like their colors. They have generic color schemes, and then they have like nitty gritty where you can change every little thing about them and make it your own experience. So I've been diving back into that more recently, and I've been enjoying my time with it. The only negative with this Gaia, at least from my experience and why I've probably never finished this game, it's very grindy. And
Oh my God, yes.
boy howdy, does that get boring with any game after a while. It's just like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So that's the what I'm trying to push through this time. And I mean, I usually always have my companion pieces of media going at the same time, like a podcast or a YouTube video going on while I'm playing games, just because I've kind of become that more and more. It's like have that side piece on.
Just
Um,
broken your brain to
exactly.
ADHD mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm working through that. I think I'm at chapter 3 right now. I'm trying to I think there's like 13 chapters. I think the farthest I've gotten is chapter 4 or 5. So like we're getting to that point where I usually dip out. But we'll see if I stick with it. But I've been enjoying my time with it so far.
That's good. When is Disgaea 5 the only Disgaea you've really played, or have you played other ones?
No, this is the only one I've played, and I wouldn't even know about it or have delved into it without my buddy Dio. Shout out to him, Dio 24/7, or MWF underscore Dio, for streaming it all those years ago. Um, like I said, it's mainly the characters that have dragged me in, just because they're funny. Like, there's some that are wrestler based too, which I'm sure we'll talk about down the road, my wrestling fandom. But
Yes.
like that was a instant connection of like, oh, there's references here, how they're talking, like brother, like all that. I was like, oh gosh, you got me.
Well, circling back, I do know what you're talking about with your Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of ruining all other turn-based
Mm,
games. because I have a childhood game. On the DS, there was a game called Age of Empires 2: Age of Kings,
Mm.
which is not the same as the PC game. The PC game is a real-time strategy game, and on the DS, it was a copy of Advance Wars, basically. It
Oh, okay.
was like a medieval Advance Wars, and that game has like been my golden grail for turn-based strategy games for my whole life. I've been seeking that high for the entire time. I'm like, please, will Final Fantasy Engage be as good as Age of Empires 2?
Right, and it's
And
weird. Like, I
no,
don't know what the hang up is. Like, I mean, obviously, Tactics Advance had a great story with it. I think I also just like the class system. Like, I know Final Fantasy Tactics. I might be skipping ahead to a later topic, but Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles, is getting a remaster that's coming out, and I'm like, ooh, I want to dive into that. But then I'm like, I know I've played the PlayStation 1 version of that on like the PS3 Classics or whatever. And I'm like, oh, they don't have this race of characters. They don't have this one. This sucks. And there's a bunch of others that I've wanted to try. Like you mentioned Advance Wars. I want to get into that. But I'm like, well, I like it. We've talked about Midnight Suns off of the podcast. Like, I enjoyed it, but that was another one I'm like, it eventually dropped. So I don't know.
yeah. Have you tried Tactics Ogre?
That was that the like special edition of the initial Tactics? Like it had some bonus content or whatever.
There's like four different versions now. There's Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together. There's Tactics Ogre, like the whatever the most recent remaster is on
Sure.
Steam. But I feel like that's the like the grandfather of Final Fantasy Tactics. Like
Right.
it really delves into the class system a lot, like Final Fantasy Tactics does.
Mm-hmm.
You might enjoy that one actually, just because of the class system. It's not something I enjoy as much. I'm not very good on the cubicle like Disgaea maps. I
Oh,
like
sure.
my top-down 2D maps are like easier for me to parse through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you might like that one just because of the class system. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, I have to look into it more because, like I said, I can't remember if that's like part of that initial one, that Final Fantasy Tactics run, and then Ogre was like a PSP version, or if that's no, that's War of the Lions. I'm sorry, is the PSP version. So I don't know what or how Ogre ties into all of it. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, with this remaster coming out, I'm looking forward to it. And then it's funny because the main character in Tactics Advance resembles, aka looks exactly like the guy in the initial. I'm like, so when it first got announced, I was freaking out, but then I was like, oh, all right, well, I mean that's cool too, but
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah.
Uh, I feel like myself, I've been on a multiplayer kick recently.
Okay.
Um, I'm not really a big multiplayer guy. I'm a single player RPG guy. So, but with playing so much Marvel Rivals and Overwatch 2, and I re-downloaded Apex Legends, I started
Ooh.
playing a couple rounds of that a little bit.
Okay.
And then I just today I downloaded a game called Fragpunk. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I I recognize the name. I don't know if I know anything about the gameplay.
It's very fun. It's also a hero shooter, but unlike Overwatch, you can actually choose your guns and stuff, which
Huh.
is cool.
Okay.
And I only got to play it for like a couple of hours, but there was a lot of really cool game modes. There was like Capture the Flag, which is my favorite FPS game mode ever because it's Team Fortress 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there was also a game mode I played where it was kind of like the Man with the Golden Gun from GoldenEye, where everybody had a pistol with one shot and you die in one hit.
Mm.
So you kind of run around trying to hit people with the pistol and jump and not get hit
Sure.
yourself. It was very fun. Um, Trying to think of the other game modes I played, just regular deathmatch stuff. There was some stuff that kind of reminded me of Rainbow Six Siege a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
where you actually have to like plant bombs into the opponent's like area or whatever. Which I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege. I'm just going off of what I know
Oh, sure. That game
vaguely.
seems intense from the bit I've watched of it.
Yeah, that seems very intense. But the thing I liked about Fragpunk the most, besides it being a hero shooter, which I think I'm just a sucker for hero shooters at this point,
Mm-hmm.
um, I love that you get little cards in between rounds.
Okay.
So if you die, you get like a little card. Like I got a card, for example, that let me every time I crouched, I gained a little bit of health.
Huh.
It was called like Squat Master or something. So I was just in the corner doing squats,
I was
trying
gonna
to
say,
like
just
get my
you're
health
down
back up.
teabagging, trying to get the help.
Yeah, I'm like teabagging in the corner, being like, please. Or another one gave me like a double jump, which isn't as interesting, but there was one that gave me zombie mode.
Okay.
So when I died, I turned into a zombie, and I was able to kill the person that got me, and I was like,
Wow.
"This is this is sick."
All
Yeah, it
right.
was really interesting idea to put cards into an FPS game, but it's pretty fun. That's one I'll definitely be returning to try and play more. I haven't played it a lot though. I have been playing a lot of Overwatch though.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I finally broke through the barrier
Okay.
where you suck for the first like 30 hours. You know what I mean?
Oh, 30. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't listen. I still suck. Don't get me wrong.
Oh boy.
But I found like a character that I kind of vibe with in Sojourn,
Yeah, that's the tough
and
part is so many people, and that's yeah, like who clicks, and then because it's easy to get frustrated in those games, especially with the player base, how long it's been out, and then trying to even experiment. Like we've talked off stream, off podcast rather, of like practice modes, which are nice. But you're only going to get so far in the practice mode. Once you get in the real thing, it's like, this is something.
yeah, shooting bots, even if they're moving bots, is not the same thing as
Right.
when Roadhog like hooks you into a trap. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
not the same thing at all.
Ah, memories. But okay, Sojourn's been your the one that's clicked.
Yep, her and Orisa, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, first one.
Uh,
Oh, Risa.
Orisa, yeah, as a tank, I've really appreciated her as well. So I kind of go back and forth, but mostly Sojourn because I don't know. I just like the gun. The gun is very fun that
Oh,
she
the
has.
turret.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't
or
played.
the rail gun.
Yeah, I haven't played in quite some time, so I'm actually curious because I played at the beginning of Overwatch 2 in the launch because, well, we all had to because Overwatch 1 wasn't a thing anymore. Thanks, Blizzard. And they had three characters at launch. I'm looking up right now the character roster because I'm trying to see like who's new, who I have no idea about, and then like where I left off. So, for example, Freya, I don't remember you. Hazard, Ilaria. Jesus, they've had a bunch of people. I think Juno might have been on her way when I came in, or left rather.
You
Life,
know, is awesome.
Life Weaver, Maga. Damn, they've been added a lot of people. Oh
Oh,
no,
Maga was in it originally.
no.
Oh man, he just has two machine guns, and that's basically all of his abilities. It's
Gotcha.
just he
He
just
looks
has two
cool.
machine guns. Yeah,
I
he's
do
very
remember
cool.
Ramatra. They were new. Oh boy,
Yeah, I
Adventure.
like Ramatra, but they play really weird because it's like half the time you want to put a shield up like Reinhardt and shoot, and then the other half the time you get melee
Yeah.
options.
So let's see. Looking at this list, one. Yeah, of course, the slow scroll. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So there's been seven characters, I think, since I stopped playing that have
Wow.
come out. So yeah, quite a bit of a learning curve if I ever decide to jump back in. But that's cool. I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like I had the same exact experience with Marvel Rivals, where I was really bad for the first like 30 to 40 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting frustrated and not having fun because I was sucking so much. And
Mm-hmm.
then I found Moon Knight, and all of a sudden my confidence gets boosted and I'm having a good time. I'm able to actually contribute to the match, like hold points, get kills, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I feel like just playing any multiplayer game, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's like a period of discouragement that you just have to like push through.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like, because obviously you want new players coming in. Like, it's easier when it's the start of something. Like, it's the same with fighting games, and I believe we've talked about it too. Is like when you Mortal Kombat, for example, it's just on the mind. If everybody's jumping in at the same point, you're all learning together. But then if you get like the collector's edition with all the DLC and whatever, like a year later, that new player base, if you go online, woohoo, these people have been playing for 6 to 12 months prior to you. It's like, yikes. So,
Yeah, they will body you for sure.
yeah. So, but I'm glad they're clicking now. I'm sorry for the frustrations. I know I've definitely been there, and it doesn't help with like team chat and stuff like that. Which I know communication's important. It's like, yeah, if everybody's on the same track and not just shitting on each other.
Yeah, I kind of like in Overwatch where voice chat is not really a thing.
Oh, okay.
At least hasn't been in my experience. I don't know if I have that turned off by default or whatever, but I haven't had that experience, which is nice.
Gotcha.
Because in Marvel Rivals, it was I had some 12-year-old kids say some racial slurs, and that was the final straw for me, where I was like, maybe I should put this on mute.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
But other than the multiplayer games, I have been playing Borderlands, which I guess is also a multiplayer game.
Well, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Borderlands 3 with my good old friend. But also I've been playing the pre-sequel again on my Switch,
Hmm. Okay.
and that has been a blast. I think the pre-sequel might be my favorite Borderlands game,
Interesting.
when it all
Okay.
comes down to it. Yeah, I really like the zero gravity and everything, and some of the characters are just very like Athena is who I'm playing as.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love her shield ability. I think it's just very fun. You can like Captain America throw it at people and stuff.
Yeah, she was my go-to too. But interesting. I mean, I'm glad it's your favorite. I kind of like. I felt like I not blasted through it, but it felt like one of those experiences. Like I'm here. It was cool to get a little bit more history, obviously, with Handsome Jack, and see his stuff. But yeah, I don't think I could tell you too much about that game. But I'm glad you're having a good time with it.
That's fair. It also came out like really quick after Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I don't remember the
I
time
think
frame, but I mean,
I think it was like 2 years afterwards or less. So it
gotcha.
was just like, yeah, I kind of lived in that game's shadow as
Mm,
well. People kind of blurred them together.
sure.
But yeah, that's all I've really been playing.
Nice.
Anything else you've been playing or
I
just this
just
guy?
this guy has been the main one. Like I said, I'm in that weird gaming funk. So like last night, once again, I without finishing other games, I'm like, oh, let's start some other games. So one I was looking forward to a lot last year that I dipped my toes in and jumped back out of. But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. It's made by
Okay.
Digital Eclipse and the guys who made Shredder's Revenge, the Turtles game. So it's just your classic sideways beat 'em up. They're shorter games, but I blasted through maybe a third of it last night. So I hope to keep playing that to completion and, find all the fancy stuff. And then I downloaded Saints Row the Third again, which I played back on 360 era. So that's more nostalgia and like I feel like Saints Row because I've played them. They're more what's the word? I love using this phrase. The turn off your brain game. Like it's so simple.
Oh
You don't
yeah.
need to think about it. You don't really need to focus on the story. It's not anything you're gonna like miss anything big. Even though I love Saints Row 3 story, it's just like yeah, that'll be something I could just plow through or whatever. But
Is that the one where you're a superhero? Is Saint Row the
that
Third?
is the fourth one. That is the fourth one.
Okay.
Which I have mixed feelings on. The superpowers are fun, but like you could still go into cars and stuff. It's like I don't. The cars are pointless and meaningless at this point because you're just super running everywhere and flying. No, so the third is right before it is you moving to a new town and kind of taking over that area before you become president and the superpowers and shit.
Okay, very cool. I'll have to check it. I've never really been a big Saints Row guy myself, so I'll have to check those games out
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
third was the big one that I think blew up. At least for me, that was my first one. I feel like one and two, from what I've heard, is more that GTA focused gameplay, while three and four and Gat Out of Hell with I think was the expansion of four or it might have been its own thing. I don't recall. They were more goofy. It was like the Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2 comparison. Like they found their personality and
Okay.
turned it up to 11. So seeing those ads on TV, like it was LMFAO's I'm in Miami, bitch. It was like that. It was to the theme. And it's just absurd what they did with that in terms of marketing and the gameplay. So that goofiness brought me in. So yeah, that was my introduction. I have no interest to go back to one and two and be like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to give that a shot then.
Mm.
Not to pivot too aggressively,
Oh, you're
but I've
fine.
got some gaming news here.
Ooh.
Baldur's Gate 3 just announced their community update number 35.
Ooh, okay.
So in their community update, they're just saying player stats and things like that.
Okay.
There's 265 million mod downloads and 8,500 mods uploaded. So I know I play Baldur's Gate 3 exclusively modded now at this point.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people do. And a lot of people use those mods for Wither's big naturals, which is just
Oh,
gives
jeez.
Withers
Yep.
a pair of boobs, which is honestly the best mod. I haven't used that mod yet myself, but I've got it saved
Right.
just in
Uh
case.
huh. Mostly play modded now. I haven't used that one.
Don't use that one. No, they've got like mods that are crazy. They add whole new classes and stuff.
Which is
Uh,
insane because, like, just knowing the little bit I do about Baldur's Gate, the size of that game, to then add something to it, like, yee.
yeah, and to add the class and make sure that it still works, with with all the different character interactions and all the different enemies and environmental stuff and everything is pretty impressive.
Mhm.
Um, One of the things I didn't expect though was that only 1.82% of players managed to earn 100 goals from playing music. 100 gold, excuse me. Um, so if you're a bard, you can whip out your instrument,
Sure.
and then you're like a little busker where people will flip you coins,
Okay.
and and you get like 5 to 10 coins every time you whip out your instrument. So it's kind of alarming that nobody really got to 100 coins.
Yeah, it's not where they're spending their time.
And
Musical talent.
yeah, yeah, I played as a bard through my first playthrough, and I don't think I got that achievement. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, that was pretty crazy. So maybe that's on me. But yeah, it was just really interesting seeing how they all the different stats they unleashed, like the most respect companions and things, with Shadowheart being the number one, which is sacrilege. She should always be a cleric. Um, and Will, which makes sense because I respect Will on my first run as well. Because well, the first time I beat the game was a bard, but the first time I played, I was a warlock. So I was like,
Okay.
I can't have two warlocks on my team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also, I wanted Will because he's a sick character.
Sure.
He's one of my favorites. So I had to respec him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did you ever get to the point where you had to respec characters in your run, or?
If I did, I definitely chose not to. I mean, I didn't make it super far into Act 1, so I don't know when that comes into play. But that's a weird thing. Like, I get the respec thing. I feel weird changing characters that are in the game and in the story. And this is just Baldur's Gate, but like, I hate, not hate, but I really go against like changing anything because I'm like, I want to know what you intended as the creator for this. So like when I'm changing them and stuff, like obviously if it's a second playthrough, third playthrough, that then I'm like, oh well, it doesn't really matter. I've seen everything. Um, but at least in those initial playthroughs, I usually don't tweak too much. So if I had the opportunity to, I know I didn't poke around into it.
Yeah, and some of them don't even make sense. Like Will being the second most respect character doesn't even make sense because there's a lot of plot points about him being a warlock where like you have to deal with his demon and they're packed together. Um, so it's kind of crazy that I mean, she even changes his physical appearance at one point for like 90% of the game. He's
Oh,
permanently altered
oh, okay,
because of this altercation that he has with his like demon patron or whatever.
sure.
So to have him be like, I don't know, a cleric or something, like makes no sense, or a paladin. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, we're talking to your demon the whole time. So yeah, it's a little wonky.
Gotcha. And is is Larian? They're done with updates for Baldur's Gate, right? Like they're not pushing anything else.
Yeah, they're not pushing anything else mostly because they're not allowed to with Wizards of the Coast. So
Oh, they're like
in
licensing ran out or whatever.
not necessarily that, but like in Divinity Original Sin 2, very similar game mechanically, there was a mode called GM mode where you can actually go in and make your own campaigns,
Okay.
and you can actually play like that, which is very cool, very sick. I've never done it, but it looks incredible. Um, they don't have that in Baldur's Gate 3. Why? Because Wizards of the Coast shot them down because they already have their own virtual tabletop. So they thought that if Larian made their own virtual tabletop, basically in Baldur's Gate 3, it would be a competing product.
Okay. Interesting. And
So stuff like that.
I
Oh, sorry,
assume the
go.
Wizarding people are the ones who got them to make the D&D inspired game, Baldur's Gate.
I think they just like licensed it out from them, but
Sure.
I know that the CEO has expressed frustrations working with Wizards of the Coast, which
That's
is owned
stupid.
by Hasbro. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't think they want to do any DLC because that would be they don't really Larian doesn't really do like traditional DLC,
Yep.
like an extra story bit. They do kind of stuff like that where they add like a GM mode.
Sure.
So I feel like with them not being able to do that, they're just kind of putting a rest to it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully making Divinity Original Sin 3, I would be very excited to see what they can do with the technology that they have now and all of the money they got from Baldur's Gate 3.
I was gonna say, is Larian the developer and publisher for that as well?
Yeah,
Divinity? Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, they're a developer. And they kind of they have a unique model where they kind of crowdfunded their first game.
Okay.
And then once they get money, then they release in early access and they kind of snowball their funding. So
Okay. Because that was going to be my thing. Is like, oh, okay. I wonder what. Because I don't know much of Larian's library, obviously. Like, obviously, Baldur's Gate did very, very well. So I was like, I wonder what their next project would be. But if it is that they're tied to this Divinity series, then that would probably be it.
yeah, they created the series too. So I don't
Okay.
know if I don't know. It's not confirmed that that's their next game, but it's
Oh,
like
sure.
highly speculated.
Yeah.
But it'd be very cool because in Baldur's Gate 3, you saw every time you talk to an NPC, it pulls up a camera
Yep.
and you can kind of see the character face to face. Whereas in Divinity Original Sin 2, it's just kind of the voiceover and you're still in the bird's eye view.
Okay.
So it'd be cool to see that universe given the same treatment and respect for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
What about you? Any gaming news pop up for you?
Oh, let's see. I know there's that one, but I don't know too many details about it, so I don't want to talk about it and be like wrong. Okay, let's talk fun, good news, because that's cool. Fortnite, his new season is dropping this week, and guess who's in it? Power Rangers.
Oh,
So
really?
I might be fully back into Fortnite come this weekend. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they had a cool trailer that dropped, I think, 2 days ago. So yeah, I'm just excited for that. It's just, I mean, it's a simple thing to get people in crossovers. So yep, you did it, Epic.
Yeah,
Good job.
but it works though.
Yeah.
It works. Also, I did gloss over you're saying you're playing the Power Ranger game
Yep.
that is like a beat 'em up. I love Shredder's Revenge, so I can only
Oh,
imagine
nice.
that the Power Rangers game is very fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's got. I played Shredder's Revenge too, so I don't know. There's a few references to the show here and there, but I think it's more niche because like I'm picking up stuff and it's like, oh, it's this thing. I'm like, oh, that must be from some episode I don't remember. Like I did watch all of Mighty Morphin back in the day, thanks to Netflix. But like I couldn't tell you all that stuff because it is pretty much, it's Power Rangers. It's rinse repeat. Bad guy shows up. Oh no, we fight. And then, oh, bad guys get big. Oh no, we fight. Like, unless it's key moments, you're not really remembering too much. I've had a thought for a while that, similar to Shredder's Revenge, you can unlock, spoiler, Casey. I'm assuming in this one you can unlock Tommy. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. And I assume it's only going to be the green Dragon Zord suit, but we'll see.
So that's very cool.
Yeah.
And Fortnite is it is good.
Mm-hmm.
It is good. It's popular for a reason.
Sure. Yeah, I'm curious how long. I don't know. There's a lot of these games that obviously have long livelihoods. Overwatch being 10 years old now. Fortnite being up there in double digits as well. Apex probably 8-ish. I don't know. League obviously has been running for a while. Like, how long do the reigns... Does it keep going? Like, something for Fortnite or about Fortnite. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I see less people talking about it, but it still has an audience. Like... content creator I've been talking to more recently, like he's been blowing up because that's his thing. His Fortnite is his content. I'm like, all right, good for you. You found your niche. People are still looking. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
people still watch it for sure.
Yeah,
I did just get, and I want to go off on a tangent. I'm gonna wave
I
my
love
old man
tangents.
flag here and say I'm an old man because I was playing Apex Legends again, and even though I have like 550 hours in that game or something, maybe I'm spoiled by Marvel Rivals and Overwatch 2 now, but like I feel like I don't necessarily like the battle royale format as much as I used to
Mm,
because I feel like it's a lot of prep work and then you get into a fight and maybe potentially you get into one fight real quick and you're down and that's it.
yeah. Yeah, it's
By
high risk, high
potentially, I mean I
reward.
suck. So usually what happens is that enemy team gets a better vantage point than me. They're like on top of a building and I'm below the building. I don't see them and then I get shot and that's it.
Yeah, it's a tough mode. I definitely see what you're saying, and I've definitely, I think, gotten to that place a few times. I don't want to circle it all to be like, oh, it's who you play with, but that definitely can be an aspect. Because if you're not talking with your teammates, it's frustrating. If you're playing with randos and not doing that, it's like they want to land one place, you want to land another. Most of the time, they want to land at a hot spot because it is fun. Yeah, you don't want to sit around and wait. You want to be involved in the fight. But like you said, you could just pop somewhere, boop, you're done. And that was a 30-second match after waiting however long to match make and all that jazz.
Yeah.
While something like an Overwatch and a Rivals, obviously there's a respawn element to it. So it's like, okay, what happened? You're back into it. It's not this whole cycle. So I definitely get that. I mean, Apex Legends, personally, most of my experience was solo queuing. I had you for a few matches. I had Papa Griff for a few matches. Shout out to you guys for playing. But I never had that steady squad. And I think I lucked out. Like, yeah, there were certain matches that, yeah, just like, well, that was that. But I feel like Fortnite, it's definitely less of that, of at least sometimes there being an opportunity for you guys to make it out of there. It feels like a lot of the random queuing, if you do that, you're not going to be playing for a long time. Like, you got to play with people and know, hey, we're going to land on the outskirts and work our way in, kind of thing. But yeah, sorry, long tangent, or long story short, yes, the short matches suck when you don't, there's a lot of prep work to even get into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you nailed it on the head with the respawn elements of like Overwatch 2, where it's like, okay, then I can see a camera of how I died,
Yep.
and I can adjust and say, okay, I need to do this more, or like I really did run in that time, and when I should have sat back a little bit, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm. And there's
and then
game
you get to go
modes.
again.
Yeah. And there's game modes in those battle royales that they've learned or at least made to be like, hey, we'll allow the freedom here with respawns. But it's obviously not its core, and it's a different game mode in its in entirety. So it's like, yeah, battle royals aren't for everybody. I totally get that. Sometimes it's just like anything, you just got to find the one that clicks. But it's also an investment to even find that one.
Yeah, and like I say, Apex Legends was that one for me for a long time. I put a lot of hours in that game,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know if I've just been away for too long where I've just like I played for maybe 2 hours and I was just not having a good time. But I
Sure.
was solo queuing, so maybe that's part of it.
Do they still have that game mode that they added later in its life cycle? The like 3v3.
Arenas.
I think it's arenas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah, which is cool
that's
because some of the characters are like more useful in the arenas than they are in like the regular game. Like who's
sure.
that girl? I can't remember her name, but she like makes the walls and she has the big machine gun, the LMG.
Oh, I can picture her. She's like Indian, right?
Yes.
Long
Yeah.
ponytail. I can't tell her, but I know what
Long
you're talking about.
ponytail.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I have no idea what her name is.
yeah.
But she's like incredible in arenas and
Oh,
she's
okay.
like just okay in the regular game
She was pretty
because you
fun.
kind of get outflanked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's good to shut down a door though, which is always helpful.
Sure.
Okay. Well now, let's go on and talk about something that's not gaming at all. Let's talk about things that don't require electricity even. We're going to talk
What?
about books a little
Oh
bit.
boy.
Enigma, have you heard of something called cozy horror?
Seems like an oxymoron, in my opinion, but no.
Well, there are authors out there and they write a very small niche of horror called cozy horror.
Okay.
And I've become obsessed with one of the authors. I've read like 4 of her books now. That author being Rachel Harrison.
Okay.
But there's also authors in that subgenre called Darcy Coates and Grady Hendrix, some of his books. Definitely not How to Sell a Haunted House. That's about a haunted puppet. And it's not very cozy at all. It's creepy.
Okay.
Um, who else was in that list? I can't recall, but those are the main ones. Darcy Coates. Oh, T. Kingfisher. She also is on that list a little bit. She writes some cozy horror. But basically, what cozy horror is and what differentiates it from regular horror is that it's mostly like just a good time. Like
Okay.
I don't know how else to describe it. Like in Rachel Harrison's book, So Thirsty. It's really about a woman going on vacation with her friend. And then, sure, they get turned into vampires like halfway through the book. But the first half of the book could be just like a regular summer read book, just about two like girlfriends
Mm,
uh, going on vacation together. Or like her other book, Black Sheep, is about she goes back to her small hometown um, to go to a wedding, and it's an awkward wedding because it's her ex-boyfriend and her ex-best friend.
mm.
But she was invited anyway, so it's like that kind of vibe, like going back to small town, like kind of like a Hallmark story, you know. And then, oops, you're accidentally the son of Satan, so the horror trickles in. So Rachel Harrison writes those kind of books, and I just find them absolutely delightful. It's kind of a great escape. Don't get me wrong, I do love like horror as well. I read The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker this year, for example. But sometimes you just need like a cozy little vacation, but you're still in the horror genre. So I know like this person I'm talking to right now, they're very reticent to read horror or like watch horror movies and stuff because
Sure.
they're kind of as they say a chicken, but I don't, I don't classify it as that. But yeah. Um so sometimes, like cozy horror can be a good way to dip your toe in. It's not too scary at all. It's really just a good time. So if you're ever looking for a book and you find yourself too scared to read horror books, because that's mostly what I read
Mm.
and I advocate for, definitely give cozy horror a chance. I think it's a good middle ground.
So, what makes it cozy, or rather, I guess, what makes it horror? Because is it just still the monster esque elements to it? Like, I'm just trying to picture how something can be horror while not inducing as much fear, I guess,
Sure,
or tenseness.
sure. A lot of it comes down to writing style.
Okay.
So like her writing style writes like Rachel Harrison's writing style that is writes a lot like Emily Henry or something like that, which I'm just reading a book from her for the first time. But writes very similarly, which is like a rom-com writer.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of writes in this very effervescent way where it's like very jokey and kind of not very taking things very seriously. She's not like describing the blood on the walls for 10 pages or whatever,
Okay.
like Clive Barker would. But also like I'm gonna use So Thirsty as an example. Book. Spoiler alerts for So Thirsty if you haven't read this book. But basically she gets turned into a vampire, but then the horror of the book is really like a body horror type situation for herself
Okay.
because you usually don't see what it's like to be a vampire. So from her perspective, it's like her slowly turning into a vampire, being like, "Oh God, I am so thirsty now. Like I do need to drink blood."
Mm-hmm.
So there is that kind of horror aspect, but at the same time, it's really the through line of the story and plot is like her best friend and their relationship.
Okay.
So you kind of get a mix of both. Like I don't know if I would say it's like scary, but I guess the horror comes in thematically mostly.
Interesting.
Uh, and like I said, there is still a little bit of horror when it's like, here's what it's like to actually be a vampire, which would be kind of horrifying.
Okay. So I'm trying to think just from a visual comparison of something like a movie that would kind of like compare of like it's more see I don't want to say ha ha comedy because that's the default I'm going to, but like okay, yeah, like the Wednesday series and what's the family, Adam's Family, with that like
So, yeah, that's cozy horror, absolutely.
okay,
There's still horror creatures, but it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of cozy.
okay,
I think the best example would be because I hadn't seen the Wednesday series,
sure, I haven't
but
either.
they made a movie adaptation of My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that at
No.
all. Uh, okay, well, the book My Best Friend's Exorcism is again, there is an exorcism involved, but it's really about the friendship between these two teenage girls. And so
Sorry,
that's
it's
written
about
by
the friends we
Katie.
made along the way.
It's
Before
about the
I just
friends they made along the way. And then there's also a demonic possession,
yeah.
but mostly about the friends you made along the way of
Uh-huh.
the demonic possession. So they made a movie adaptation of that. And I feel like that's probably the best and closest comparison I could make, even though I think the movie was just okay. It was like a 6 or 7. It was
Sure.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
all right. Maybe it's because I'm jaded because I read the book first, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
a lot of these books, it's like it comes down to the writing style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you've ever read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Ooh, back in middle high school. High
or
school.
like seen the movie.
Yeah.
You've seen the movie?
Yeah, it was in, I think we, in high school, yeah, we read the book and then we watched the movie. It was like one of those movie days. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I wish my high school class had something as cool as Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's lame. I had to read Othello. Like, with
Ooh, exciting.
yeah, well, I got to be the murderer Iago, so that was fun. But
Bird? No, I'm kidding.
yeah, oh
Jafar!
yeah, I forgot the smartest bird is named Iago.
Where's Aladdin?
What a, what a, what a weird connection there is. Um, oh my God, what was I saying? I got so
you
excited
were
about the
you
bird.
were reading as the character.
Oh, right. The half the fun of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is the writing style.
Mm,
And like even though the movie is good because it does capture a little bit of the zaniness, like it's really hard to encapsulate like the writing style down to anything, cinematically.
sure. Interesting. Cozy horror. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. This is something you don't think about, I guess.
Yeah, it is its own subgenre. It's a subgenre in a subgenre because horror is already kind of relegated
Oh
to
yeah.
I mean, they're putting more horror shelves into bookstores now. Like Books a Million finally has a horror section,
Nice.
but
That's good.
it's taken a long time.
Yeah, I wonder if it. Do you feel it's harder to translate stuff that's actually going to induce a physical feeling in like people through word? I would feel it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you get scared, but not in the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's kind of why I like reading horror books because like I feel like I'm more in control of the horror.
Yep.
Like a great example, I mentioned it earlier, but Clive Barker with The Hellbound Heart. I saw they made a movie adaptation of that called Hellraiser. I don't know if you ever heard of
Oh
Hellraiser.
no! What's this thing?
But I saw a clip of Hellraiser when I was 9 years old,
Oh God.
and it absolutely traumatized me.
Mm-hmm.
Till the time I was 32, like I was still, which is now,
Yeah.
I was
It's
still
like, wait a
traumatized.
minute.
I was still traumatized by this Hellraiser clip. So that's why I went and I finally read the book first, because that way there I could kind of process it
Sure.
at my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to watch the movie in full and kind of get it out of my system,
Yeah.
exercise that
Smart.
demon finally. But yeah, I feel like horror literature really does have that ability. You're a little bit more in control. Now there are some times like in The Shining, for example, I remember reading that the elevator was moving at night,
Okay.
and something about that elevator moving in the middle of the night when it's supposed to be an empty hotel, like physically scared me. Like
Hmm.
I I had to like sleep with the light on and like
Sure.
keep the
Yeah.
door closed and shit. So it's a little bit of both, it depends. Stephen King would do that to you from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely give it a shot sometime. Um,
Reading.
yeah, do you have any future gaming that you're excited for? I know for me, the only thing I can think of is Borderlands 4. I'm just excited for that.
Yeah. Tell me about Borderlands 4. Tell me about you
Oh
on the
my
stage.
gosh. They're adding a lot of stuff. They're adding like a bot like one of the things I hate about Borderlands the most is the map design.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's always confusing when you're trying to do side quests. You're constantly pulling up the map to be like, wait, where am I going?
Oh,
Am I
sure.
going over here? Is it up above? It's down below. So they added a pathfinding robot finally,
Oh,
which will just like give you a Dead Space type track that you follow.
okay.
I don't know if you ever played Dead Space.
A little bit of the third one. Shout out to Jeff Reg. We tried to do a series on the multiplayer. Didn't work out.
Okay, well, that's why I love Dead Space because you can just push a button and then a literal laser beam points from your chest to your next
Oh,
objective. So
okay.
you just like
Yeah.
follow the laser beam.
Yeah.
So they're kind of doing that in Borderlands, which is desperately needed. Um, they're also doing a bunch of I don't want to say crazy things, but they're doing stuff with guns where it can have multiple pieces of
Yep. I did see that.
mul- multiple manufacturers. So you can have a Hyperion shield, but also Torgue bullets, and it
Mm.
can fire as fast as a Jacob's gun. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that they're adding elements of that. Now, my friend, when we were playing Borderlands 3, came up with a bunch of cool ideas that I wish was in Borderlands 4,
Mm-hmm.
where you could like combine guns together or like upgrade a gun to save it if you like it, that type
Mm.
of thing. But I
Yeah.
don't
That
think that's in the game yet.
Yeah, I don't know. That upgrade path would be nice because yeah, there's. I know for me personally, it's like you find those guns and you're like, well, this is the one, and then you just keep finding trash. You just keep selling. It's like nothing really clicks, or you find something that finally has better stats and you swap it out. You're like, ah, I don't like this
Yeah.
one as much. So yeah, I
Yeah,
get
you can't
that.
really save the guns that you love, which
Mm-hmm.
sucks. I get it. It's a looter shooter. You're not supposed to do that.
Right.
I always compare Borderlands to Diablo, so it's like
Oh yeah.
you wouldn't want to just have the same sword in Diablo for like 10 levels. You want to change that out. So I totally get where they're coming from. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I feel like guns are a little bit more personal when you're doing the first person mode. So it's like maybe we should keep some of those.
Yeah, and just talking on the guns, at least I think from what I recall, I don't remember if it was a showcase or something, but I remember Pitchford, Randy, talking about stuff with the guns, how they're gonna make the legendaries feel more special. Like I guess in 3 they went a little overboard in terms of like the loot system, and a lot of them just seemed pointless or like not worthy of that gold status or whatever. So I'm interested to see how they tweak that because, like I just said, usually you end up with like a lot of trash. Like there's points I'm like not even picking things up because I'm like I don't care, just like go. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by the tweaks they're gonna make. We talked off podcast of like they're gonna tone the comedy down, which I can understand to a point, but you want to be careful because there's that personality in there. You don't want to lose that. I'm excited for it, but I wouldn't say I'm like chomping at the bit for it. Like I've enjoyed Borderlands for a while, but I feel like I'm also just like at that point. I'm like, yeah, it's the turn off your brain. I was doing that with 3 a while ago because I never finished it. I got right to the end and then I was like, I'm good. So it's one of
Oh
those of
man, the
like,
DLC, the Hammerlock Wedding DLC in particular is some of my favorite Borderlands content. I
oh,
think it's really
nice.
good.
Yeah, I was on a mission with PlayStation to go through and platinum more games. So like I platinumed the first Borderlands. I was trying that with 2, and then for some reason I was like, oh, I'll jump onto 3 because I never finished it. Because 2, I love 2, but 2 I've played so many times where it's like, now I'm at this part. Like it's good for a chunk. I have this thing in my brain. It's good up until the train in Wilhelm, and then after the train in Wilhelm, it's that zoo area, and I'm like, this. I don't know why I don't like this as much, and then I don't remember what's after that too well. But that's usually my drop off point in
Yeah,
replays.
I feel like the train or the zoo area I only like because Mordecai is there.
Yeah, he shows up and you're like, yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Sure.
Uh, Otherwise, yeah, it's not as good. I totally see that. I kind of hate the beginning of Borderlands too.
With the snow.
I feel like yeah, it just like takes so long to get to Sanctuary and so
Yep.
long to feel like you're actually playing the game. You're just like playing with a crappy pistol for like 2 hours. You're like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Yeah.
They kind of do the same thing with Borderlands 3, where you're starting off on Pandora and you kind of it's kind of a little bit slower. And you're like, ah. So I
Yeah.
hope in that regard in Borderlands 4 they really just throw you in there.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that because Borderlands 3, you have the slow intro, and then it's well, what's his name? Whoever Underwear Lad is. I felt like I was supposed to
Yeah.
know him, but I think he was from Tales of the Borderlands question mark. But it felt like there was a relationship established, or it was like I was supposed to care about him, and I'm like, I don't. Like he's funny,
Right.
but I'm like, what do you want from me? Like we got Ellie, and then we got Lilith. Like those were cool moments, but this guy was like, who are you? Why do I care?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. He just wasn't really that memorable of a
Sure.
character. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really like him very much. And I never played Tales of the Borderlands either because I'm against playing those kind of story-based games. I don't know why. My brain just doesn't like to do it.
Oh no, don't like the um, choice and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I like choice. Like I used to play whatever that guy's games are. Oh gosh, I can't think of the names of any of them now. The one where he's like Jason,
Oh
Heavy Rain.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Jason.
I used to play those types of games,
Sure.
and I did enjoy them, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of get bored of those
Okay.
pretty quickly.
Fair.
I never finish them, so
Hmm. Wolf Among Us. You might. I don't know if you've ever tried that. That one I remember being special. Um,
that was pretty good.
yeah, really, really good. They're finally making a sequel after way too long. But
Wait, didn't they go bankrupt?
yes, they did. Telltale's been up, down, sideways, left, right, but someone finally got the rights. So yeah, in terms of those games, I know we're kind of tangenting. Shocker. But Wolf Among Us is high upper there for me, and then the original Life is Strange. Like going through that. I mean, granted, I had a streaming experience and people going through it with me who knew what was going to happen. I was playing it late, and seeing like going through that journey together was something special. But I get that it's another one that's like very hit or miss.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a controversial thing, but I don't know if I want to say it
Yeah,
because it'll take another
no
hour
worries.
of our time. I feel like gaming potentially isn't the best medium for storytelling. And
What?
so, yes,
What?
yes, I
Put
get
down
that
the
a lot.
green screen. Let's pull some games off this shelf. We need to talk.
I think there are some games that tell some really good stories, but I think I put gameplay first in games. I don't know if that's just
That's
me.
fair.
Maybe that's the Elden Ring in me, where I'm like, just give me a sword and let me whack some stuff.
Oh, doesn't
But
like story, but he does, and he likes reading, but he doesn't like reading stories.
yeah,
Also, let me
no,
bring up this little game called Lies of P. Excellent
yeah,
story.
haven't played Lies of P, so is
Well, you
that
should.
it's got a good story.
What about
It's got a
this
good story in
cinematic
it.
adventure? No, that's a joke.
That's yeah. I was gonna say what
I'm just grabbing what's at reach.
cinematic masterpiece.
Yep. One day the green
Yeah,
screen won't be here, and I'll be able to access everything.
yeah. Maybe that's a debate we can have for another time
Oh,
because
for sure.
that would take a long time. But yeah, I feel like if I want a good story, I'm gonna read a book or watch a movie.
Yeah, I feel like that's preference to people too. It's because like reading hasn't been my thing for a long, long time. But I get that. Like it's a grand scale and spectrum for everything. Some movies are fantastic, and some movies are like, what? Like, okay, very quick tangent because we're on this. I watched Mad Max Fury Road finally last night,
Hmm.
and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I
Have
know. I enjoyed it, but I was like, all right.
you seen Furiosa though?
No, I haven't. It's on the list, but no, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, it's even better in my opinion.
Sure. I mean, she
But if
seems
you didn't
like the
like Fury Road,
focus.
yeah,
Max
she
was
really was the focus. He's just a blood bag.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
But that's a good one. That'd be a good episode. So future games. I guess just let's go off the what's going on in real life. But Evo was this past weekend, the big fighting tournament every year, and we got some more info a little bit for Marvel Tokkon, however we're saying this thing.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that. It's coming out 2026. No official date yet. But at Evo, it was playable for people on the show floor. Max, a million dude, who's a content creator that we enjoy, both big fighting game community guy, but he got hands on with that along with some of his friends. They've announced an open beta coming in September, I believe the 5th through the 7th, so hoping to be involved in that. But yeah, it is very exciting to see Marvel back in the fighting game front. Obviously, Marvel is Capcom fame. Now it is a different developer in Arc System Works, so the makers of Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters and Blaze Blue ? So another whole series of very successful fighting games where they know how to do tag in, tag out combat. It's part of their wheelhouse now. So to see them now have the Marvel license, or rather working with them and putting their own spin on things, is just exciting. Big, huge shocker announcement for all of us back at Summer Games Fest, or the Sony Showcase rather. So we haven't got revealed any new characters lately, but the 8 that they have announced so far look cool. And yeah, we're just all waiting very impatiently to see who else they announce on this roster. So far, they got Cap, they got Iron Man, they have Storm, Miss Marvel, Doctor Doom, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, someone else. So, yeah, just really
You
looking
remember
forward
more
to
than
it.
I did.
So it's also chaotic because it's a 4-player tag system. It's going to be different than Marvel vs. Capcom, or each of your characters on your 3 roster had their own health bar, and each game you had to eliminate each of the characters' health bar. It is now one shared health bar between your 4 characters, and depending on what you do, you still do tag in, tag out, but you need to earn your roster. So if you start with Cap, for example, and you have Miss Marvel as your second, you need to earn the ability to use her by either landing specific moves with your character or completing a stage transition and hitting your opponent through that, similar to Injustice 2. And you can build up your character space there, either call them in for assist moves or tag moves, or you can fully swap to that character as you like. And yeah, it just seems like there's going to be a lot of freedom and creativity that you can pull off with the different characters in the roster that they do have so far. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the having to earn your roster is like really interesting
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't really seen that in any tag. Mortal Kombat was just a tag fighting game. We haven't really seen that in a tag fighting game. At least I haven't before. Maybe there's like a Grand Blue,
Yeah.
or a Blaze Blue, Grandia, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think it's the first time this is in there too. I'm not sure. On the MK side of things, I know it was just an assist button, so you'd have your assist character come in. I know they've had tag in the past with Mortal Kombat 9. Um,
Yeah, they did have tag in Mortal Kombat
yeah,
9.
Mortal
That's
Kombat
right.
9 they had tag, but MK1 it was just a bringing the assist, but still, obviously something to play around with the move sets and strings. So yeah, excited to see more from them. I'm curious when they're going to announce more because I'm surprised we didn't get any character announcements at Evo. Usually that's the time fighting game, pulls out all the stops. I mean, the closed beta announcement's cool too. Um, so at least
There's a
right
closed beta
now,
announcement.
I'm sorry.
There's a closed beta announcement.
Yeah, so on PlayStation, PS5, closed beta September 5th through 7th. You could sign up now and try and get into it. Um, at least right now, with how news is trickling out, I'm guessing this is going to be a late 2026 release, unfortunately. Um, unless they're going to keep it a small roster, which could be risky. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was a small roster, and granted, there was a lot of things that went on with Infinite. Gameplay was great, but visuals, not so much. And I think it paid for it, so we'll have to see. I'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, and on that front, I think Token has great visuals, so I don't
It's
think we have
got a
to worry
unique
about
art
that.
style, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, great. Well, that was the very first episode of Relatively Gaming. Thank you for stopping by and listening. As always, do the social things. I'm not gonna say them because they're cringe, but you know what to do.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.